Hey YouTube, Facebook, it's Shalene coming at you again to do a quick update. So I wrote a list of things that I wanted to talk about real quick, and I'm going to kind of make this video pretty quick here. But one thing I wanted to talk about is many of us have been talking in the group about our stomach growling. And just wanted to remind you that sometimes that could be that you're thirsty. So please be careful with that, because we could fall back into our eating habits if we do not pay close attention to the fact that it could be that we're thirsty. So that's one thing. Oh yeah, and by the way, I guess I should have said my starting weight was 247, and guess how much I am now? I'm 147, people. So I have lost 100 pounds. Your girl has lost 100 pounds. Yes, finally I hit that mark. I wanted to get it done before I turned a year post-op, but that wasn't something I was able to do. So, but it happened 2 weeks later. So I'm still happy with the fact that I have finally met that. So anyhow, that's one thing I want to talk about. Let me see what else. So a little bit of advice. So something that I've struggled with. So I had my surgery December 27th, 2011. And in doing my surgery, I didn't realize how much it affects your family. I've talked about it in my previous videos. But so 2011, and before, I always focused on my family. I forgot about myself and forgot about who I was and what I needed as a person, and focused on what they needed all the time. Well, last year, 2012, I decided to focus on myself after I had my surgery. But guess what? Then I didn't find that equal balance, and I ended up just focusing on myself. Excuse me. And kind of left my family out of the journey with myself. I got really wrapped up into me and what I needed and what I wanted. And so this year I've decided to learn an equal balance of how I could balance out focusing on me still, but giving my family what they need as well. And so that's something I could advise you guys on. If you're early in your journey, save the trouble of having all that conflict and all that issue. I know, I get it. We get wrapped up in ourselves, and we tend to make it about ourselves. We tend to want to focus more on ourselves, and then it just basically causes problems because we aren't bringing them on the journey with us. So I just want to remind everyone that it is important to bring your family along. Learn from other people's mistakes, take from other people's journeys, so you could create a better journey for you. Learn from our mistakes. That was one mistake I wanted to talk to you about. So let's see here. Oh, so I was looking up just like a few little studies here and there. There was a study that was done that actually proves that fidgeting in your seat while you're at work or whatever, where you're waiting, whatever, that fidgeting, just to let you know, that actually helps you burn calories. So that might be something you want to try to do. I know we might look a little crazy standing in line fidgeting, but that helps burn calories. So I just wanted to pass that along. Hypoglycemia. I wanted to talk about that real briefly. So before I had surgery, I did have hypoglycemia, PCOS, a few other, stuff going on. And when I had my surgery, and then for the first 8 months or so after my surgery, I didn't have that hypoglycemia feeling. And I just did some research looking at what was I doing differently. And so I want to pass this along because this is kind of, important. It might factor in what actually causes hypoglycemia, the symptoms. And so what was I doing differently? Well, let me tell you. I wasn't eating carbs. I didn't have carbs in my diet. I wasn't eating chips. I wasn't eating junk food snacks and stuff like that. And then I decided to add that kind of stuff back in, even if it was a little bit, just to satisfy my craving. And I started to notice that my sugar levels were off a little bit, and I felt a little bit off with them. And so I just want to say that that is contributing to, I think, the hypoglycemia feelings. So if, I don't know if any of you have hypoglycemia, but so I thought it would go completely away after the surgery. And I think that it does go completely away depending on what you eat. So if you're going to eat unhealthy things, then you're going to have those symptoms again. You can have them. I know I did watch a video on a girl that did have hypoglycemia still after surgery. So it's still possible to hold on to that. You want to try to really eliminate the carb intakes and really watch your sugars. That's very important for this journey. It's going to be a lifelong process. Your body may not have bad reactions to sugars. Mine doesn't. I could eat a piece of cake most times and be okay because I kept pushing myself to do it until my body got used to it again. But that's not a good thing, because if we're even eating that little bit, we're going to eventually get back to where we were, because we continuously, we're repeating patterns. So it's important to really watch that. The thing is that we want to work with our pouch, not against it. So many of us learn how to manipulate our pouch and manipulate what we can do and what we can't do. And we need to accept that our pouch knows what's best for us and what is healthy for us. There are certain veggies that I can't tolerate. I know definitely for sure I can't tolerate rice. That was one of my hardest things to give up because I like Spanish rice. But, you know, you want to really work with your pouch, not against it. The other thing is, you know, just working on self-image a little bit. I have heard and I have been around so many people lately with self-esteem issues. And I want to talk basically about that a little bit more. So, I don't know where in this world that we got into the fact that beauty is only in a stick-size model, because this is what bothers me. And I wish I could do like put together some sort of fashion show, because I would love to do a fashion show with like people of all colors, all ethnicities, like all sizes, all different weights, all different heights, because there is beauty in each and every one of us. We all have that inner beauty. God created us and He knit us in our mother's wombs to be who we are. And we are always fighting so much to change who we are instead of loving and embracing ourselves. And this is something that I'm just learning through experience as well. But we need to learn how to accept who we are and quit valuing other people's opinions on us. So many times people in the world say, you should look like this, you should look like that, you should be this way, you should be that way. And we need to stop with that and say, you know what? I don't have to value their opinion. Or people are telling you, you don't need to lose more weight, or you need to lose weight, or this and that. You don't have to value those people's opinion. It's about your personal image. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? What do you like? That's what should satisfy you. And quit getting that image in your head that you have to be this stick figure person, because beauty is not just skin deep. Beauty is within. And if you don't have it within, I promise you, you're not going to have it without you. On the outer part, it's going to show. And that's what's not good. So if you want to work on anything, work on the inner side of you, not the outer side. There's something that I think about with this whole surgery process is I have really come accustomed to basically teaching what I've done is I've taught my daughter that there's a solution and a way out to having surgery. Because if you're fat, there's gastric bypass. If you have loose skin, we could have a tummy tuck. If we don't have boobs, we have breast implants. I am guilty of this, and I still plan on going through with it, but what I want to teach her differently is attacking it at the forefront, in the beginning. It doesn't have to get to that point. Take care of your body now so you don't have those later effects. And that's what we need to learn how to teach. Not to be pretty, not to be a certain weight, a certain height, but for us to be healthy. What is a person's healthy weight? Like I've tried to explain to her, her weight and my weight are going to be different. We're different heights. We're different bone structures. So she carries more muscle than me, So do I expect her to weigh more? Yes. She's almost a little taller than me too. So yeah, and every body is different. So it's just going to vary on who you are and what you're carrying, what you're working with. But love who you are, people. And that's something that I think is so important with all of this, is we need to learn how to love ourselves. Wake up every morning, get in that mirror and tell yourself, I'm beautiful. I'm this, I'm that. Because you know what? There's been studies proven that what we say comes to pass. Even the Bible talks about this. What we say comes to pass. Our words have power. And if we keep saying it, then we're going to believe it. And then the actions come forward, and then we'll feel it. So, ladies and even guys, I know guys struggle with certain things as well. So I just want to encourage you to love yourself and accept yourself for who you are. I'm about to run out of time, but I just wanted to update you guys. I finally hit that 100-pound loss, and I'm excited about it. And, anyhow, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And thank you for subscribing to me. I appreciate your support. Thanks. Bye.